Let's get started. My name is Russ Martin. Let's talk about the results of the government managing real estate, the criminal activities of the monopoly controlling banks, and government debt consolidation foreclosure programs. First off, we have to start a revolution. There's just no getting around it. The things that our government is doing, it's just downright. I just don't see any logic in it. It makes no sense. So anyway, we have to start a revolution to stop this government. You people are like sheep, getting your ass kicked all the way to the financial slaughter yard. This includes government, employees from the police departments up to the higher levels of government. If you own a house, you are getting your financial belt drained. Besides, the point that people are living in homes for free is the issue that you are making payments on a principal balance that will never see relief created by appreciation. If we are going into a monopoly socialistic government, for every $100,000 in value loss created by the government, you will lose over $200,000 over 30 years. This just drains your lifestyle. You're eventually going to go into foreclosure because you're going to get tired of it. You're going to go, I don't want to pay all this back. It's cheaper and easier for me just to dump out of the house, go over and buy another one through some sort of other method of financing, and let this one go into foreclosure. Makes better sense anyway, even if you are a policeman or a government employee. Anyway, from this, don't you just feel the love of Obama? He's doing nothing. He's just no better than George Bush. And actually, he's taking leadership from him. First, it is not what you hear from the new media. It is about what your friends tell you. Look to your neighbor, living in his house for free. One of my friends has been living in her home for 19 months without making a mortgage payment. Without making a mortgage payment. She is about to sign, again, new loan docs, meaning she has signed loan docs twice. Each time they come to her, she says, no, you made a mistake. So they have to start all over again, go through the process of another 6 months. But it's a game to her. She's just stroking it off so she doesn't have to pay rent. And it's a brilliant move. I tell her, do it. The cost of the loan and the payments in the rear are added to the principal balance of the new loan. This is basically just a rate and term, stated value refinance. But here's the other kicker. This person has no job or credit to stand on, representing that she can make the payments of the $1,200 a month that has been proposed to her recently on a $350,000 loan. She is still living in the house and asking to borrow money from me. This doesn't make sense. This house should, if it's going to go into foreclosure, should be put into foreclosure, allow the value to drop, and let people pick them up for pennies on the dollar. If the government doesn't want to manage things based on a successful history, then quite frankly, we have to do something about it. There's just no getting around it. This is just craziness. One of my other friends let his house go, allowing another friend of his to move into the house. His job is just to stroke the bank that he is going to start making the payments. He's been in there for almost a year now, and he hasn't made a single payment. Let's talk about a successful story. Another friend of mine paid an attorney an upfront fee of $1,600 to refinance into a low fixed rate loan. Her credit is great, income is good, but the value of the home and the loan is upside down by $150,000. After adding on the cost of the refinance, she has a new loan with no deductions on the principal balance. The question is, Why did she have to pay an upfront fee to an attorney to create this transaction? A regular loan officer doesn't get it paid until he gets it completed. The mortgage industry was working. It needed to be trimmed back and managed. It doesn't need this whole monopoly controlling mechanism that's in place now that feeds the attorneys. Even if the attorney doesn't perform, he still gets fed because he gets his $1,600 upfront fee. It took this lady 6 months to complete the transaction. She never missed a payment. Let's talk about an attempt of an attorney to manage my loan. I have perfect credit. Loan to value ratio upside down by about $25,000, maybe $50,000. My first loan is a complete equity line of credit. That means that I have no second. I converted my 30-year fix that I had. At the time I had a B paper loan. My credit was, at the time I was buying my house, wasn't good. So I did a B paper loan, which was a 2-year fixed. And after the 2 years, I refinanced it into just a straight equity line of credit because I was making good money. I was booming along with the real estate. And so what I started doing was just chiseling down my equity line of credit to pay down the principal. Well, this salesman says to me, because I have an equity line of credit, that he can get my balance reduced from $250,000 down to $150,000. All I have to do is give him $2,600. So I told him, okay, you go to your attorney, you tell him I'll give you $10,000. I'll put $10,000 in an escrow tomorrow, and from that point, when the deal is done, $10,000 is yours. Well, needless to say, the attorney turned down the deal because he knew that he couldn't live up to the claims that he was making. The reality is that you have been ripped off. Even if you are a government employee, the government is controlling everything through the top banks, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, ensuring that if you have money to pay, you will pay. They are allowing the attorneys to make upfront fees as loan officers. As a loan officer, this is illegal. Stop being stupid. If your house is upside down by $100,000 or more, cash up. Let your home go into foreclosure. Suck it dry. The government is sucking everyone from a reasonable, respectable job, and this is going to affect the values of homes. They're going to drive down the values and everybody's income, meaning that, let's just take a look at the construction industry. If they cannot build a home for less than market value, they can't make profit, so they're going to have to lower everybody's employment, their wage. Well, that person who has his wage lowered now can only afford so much to buy a house, and this has this declining effect. Well, you're sitting in this house that keeps losing value all the time, and you keep paying on it every month. Wouldn't it be better for you to cash up, keep your money, and then when those values just really get down to their bottom? I'm telling you, in another category, I talked about 1994, a home in Colorado in a brand new subdivision. I think it was either 3 or 4 bedroom house, was selling for $40,000. We can make this happen. We can create this type of an activity. We have to send a message to our government. You are out of control, and this is why I'm telling you also, stop buying homes. I will set up this type of financing when the American Independent Party takes effect. Thank you.